Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Right now at 10, members of the Ho-Chunk Nation honored veterans and tradition at today's powwow. Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Emily Haugen. Wisconsinites in Black River Falls are kicking off the unofficial start of summer with an annual celebration. News 8 Now's Jeremy Worrell was there for today's Ho-Chunk Nation powwow. He joins us live in studio with what that celebration means to its community.
Emily, for decades, people have spent their Memorial Day weekend attending the Ho-Chunk Nation powwow. The celebration features performances, music, and food. I learned today that to its participants, the celebration is more than just fun. It's been a tradition for many years.
I've been coming out my whole life, and I come out to see family and friends and just to enjoy everybody's company.
Every year, people from the Ho-Chunk Nation hold their annual powwow to honor veterans like Donald Greengrass.
So honored. I spent 10 years in the Army Reserves at Fort McCoy, and I spent 8 years here in Black River Falls at the National Guard.
It's their way of saying thank you, not only to veterans, but also those currently serving our country. Shantae Decora is familiar with the tradition.
It's just been a big part of like my summer and the tradition.
For Decora, the ceremony is about more.
My dad is Native and I'm quarter Native, so he's always just made sure that it's been a big thing that we know where we come from.
Just like her family, she hopes to keep the tradition going for many years. The powwow wraps up tomorrow. There will be flags will be raised to remember deceased veterans. Emily?
Thanks, Jeremy. The Ho-Chunk Nation powwow will also return on Labor Day weekend. Well, on a different note, 2 people were arrested early this morning after a traffic stop in rural Viroqua. According to a press release from the Sheriff's Office, of Vernon County Deputy Sheriff stopped to check on a vehicle stopped along State Highway 27. The driver, 42-year-old Edward Boydston of Caledonia, had a revoked driver's license and an outstanding warrant for his arrest in Minnesota. The passenger, 24-year-old Mariah Williamson of La Crosse, also had an outstanding warrant in Wisconsin. The Vernon County Sheriff's K-9 helped locate methamphetamine, paraphernalia, other people's debit cards, and another person's identification. Those were also found in the car. Both Boydston and Williamson are in the Vernon County Detention Center. And a Gaze Mills man was arrested for his 7th OWI in Crawford County Saturday afternoon. According to a Wisconsin state trooper, they conducted a traffic stop for speeding at Highway 131 and Bluebird Lane. He performed sobriety tests and found that 58-year-old Lawrence Nelson was operating while intoxicated. Nelson was then transported to the Crawford County Jail. And this week marks 3 years since the death of George Floyd. All day Saturday, people gathered at the intersection where he was murdered at the hands of Minneapolis police. George Floyd's aunt was there, and she reflected on how that space has changed over the years.
It feels much better. It's more of a community. It's not as sad. We had a number of years where you walk through here and it was just sadness. It's like a cloud of sadness over it. Now we're trying to come around and feel better about the area, and it does. It looks different. It feels different. It's more of a community feel to it now.
This is the 3rd annual Rise and Remember Festival at George Floyd Square. Organizers say it's not only to honor Floyd, but also to celebrate each other and the work the community has done together. Well, a weekend of healing and remembrance continues today, 3 years after the murder of George Floyd. This year, organizers of the Justice for George event say they're looking to foster an environment to bring people together to heal. That includes local artists, musicians, and wellness practitioners offering free services. That event is put on by Memorialize the Movement. It's a group focused on archiving the plywood murals created during the protests and unrest following George Floyd's murder.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Gary Canelti. The second day of the Memorial Day weekend, very nice. This is the time lapse from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam at Platteville, looking to the south. And you can see just some high cirrus clouds coming in from the southeast. Overall, it didn't dim the sun very much, and temperatures still rose into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Doppler radar across the upper Midwest, pretty much free of precipitation. The nearest showers parts of South Dakota and eastern Nebraska, and those aren't really heading in our direction. High temperatures today, 83 Eau Claire, 81 La Crosse, upper 70s over southwestern Wisconsin. Even near Lake Michigan, temperatures are in the mid-70s to around 80, and current temperatures are mainly in the middle 70s, and so will be a little bit warmer by early tomorrow morning. In fact, I'm looking for partly cloudy skies overnight. Temperatures dropping off probably into the mid to upper 50s, and then for Memorial Day tomorrow, look for a high of about 84 degrees with some sunshine mixed in with the clouds. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that could include temperatures up around 90 by middle parts of the week.
And now we've got new details about a powerful car explosion that happened last week outside a warehouse in Milwaukee. Investigators are still trying to figure out who set off those homemade explosives. The intensity of that blast was so strong it tore off the roof of the car and launched it onto the second story of a building about 100 feet away. A neighbor of one of those properties searched by police says investigators entered the property next door with canines.
They were there for like a long time, and at first it was like just the armored vehicle. But then, like, I guess, like, once the threat or whatever they thought was going to be there was gone, then, like, a bunch of other vehicles pulled up.
Neighbor Luke Olson said he was shocked to see all that activity going on in his quiet neighborhood. The person police believe is responsible for the explosion has not yet been criminally charged. And with 8 days to go until the country defaults on its bills, it's now up to Congress to get a deal passed and to the president's desk. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides reports on what this deal means.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
After weeks of wrangling, the White House and House Republican leaders have struck a deal to raise the nation's debt ceiling.
There's a lot in here for both sides.
President Biden spoke at the White House Sunday afternoon.
And the agreement also represents a compromise, which means no one got everything they want. But that's the responsibility of governing.
The agreement includes a temporary cap on spending other than for defense, veterans, or entitlements, expands work requirements for some benefit programs, and it claws back some unspent COVID-19 relief funds. But getting the bill through a narrowly divided Congress may not be easy. Some Republicans have already said they're voting no.
Well, that's okay, because more than 95% of all those in the conference were very excited.
On Fox News Sunday, McCarthy defended the agreement, saying he spoke to Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
The one thing Hakeem told me, there's nothing in the bill for them. There's not one thing in the bill for Democrats.
That, in turn, led to questions about whether Jeffries could get Democrats to vote for the deal.
I do expect that there will be Democratic support.
Jeffries said the deal avoids a catastrophic default that prevents the economy crashing and from triggering a job-killing recession.
Protect Social Security, Medicare, and veterans, and so much more. The Speaker and I made it clear from the start that the only way forward was a bipartisan agreement.
Congress is expected to vote on the bill on Wednesday. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
Lawmakers will have 72 hours to read that bill before taking vote. And yesterday, the Texas House of Representatives voted to impeach Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton by an overwhelming bipartisan vote, 121 in support and 23 against the resolution. Paxton faced 20 articles of impeachment, including accusations of bribery. Paxton denies any wrongdoing. Democrats in Collin County, Texas, support the House's decision. They're calling on Paxton to resign.
I wasn't shocked when I saw the final numbers, but it is sort of odd to see the Republican Party fighting against each other so much. It's not something you see in Texas very often.
The chairman of the Collin County Republican Party says that impeachment vote was politically motivated.
Top law enforcement officer for the state of Texas should be held at a higher level. And I get that. I wish that. I want that from any attorney general. But this is also the most conservative attorney general probably in the entire country, and he has been taking arrows for that.
Paxton is immediately removed from office pending a trial in the Texas Senate. Both parties say they're anxious to hear the outcome of that trial. And the annual Rolling to Remember motorcycle ride through the nation's capital marked its anniversary this weekend after being held virtually since the pandemic. Rolling to Remember is a Memorial Day motorcycle ride into D.C. It's a patriotic display in order to honor our veterans and also to remember those lost or missing soldiers from our nation's conflicts. These heroes from across North America ride into town for this event and represent all types of their fellow soldiers. Well, coming up on News 8, forget your best dress. A Chicago artist is making special jackets for Taylor Swift fans as the Eras tuner gets closer to the Windy City. A look at her project up later. But first, two of a kind. Iowa twins are graduating high school, and they're sharing more than just the stage. That's coming up next. Stay with us.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for Auto Show, where you can experience new Ford SUVs firsthand. Then head to your Northland Ford dealers for exclusive offers like 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. It's showtime. Hurry in today. Now for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WIS-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Ending the journey together. Some high school twins are being honored for their academic success in tandem. Check out this story from Iowa.
Michaela Sternberg always strived for excellence in school.
And so I put the work in and decided to take some harder classes to challenge myself and ended up getting good grades all throughout.
Her sister Mackenzie has the same attitude.
I'm glad I stuck with it and kept my grades up because it helped me in the long run.
The two are actually twins. Mackenzie is older by 45 minutes, and they're competitive about school.
Yes, all the time.
And everything else. So when it came to the end of senior year at Manson Northwest Webster High School, who made the cut for valedictorian?
We kind of knew each other's grades all along, and I didn't really think about having a 4.0, you would be valedictorian until like the end of it.
Both of them earned the honor. So on graduation day,
so making a big life change may be scary, but something even scarier is regret.
The sisters shared the stage together.
It was nervous at first, but then once I got going and once, we practiced it a couple times, but it was a good experience and I'm glad I did it.
Definitely more special that it was my sister and that I got to end my journey with her right next to me, so that was nice.
After 18 years of going to school together, their journey will continue at Iowa Central. Michaela hopes to study meteorology. Mackenzie will pursue interior design. But the competition continues this summer as the sisters take on softball.
Sometimes we bicker back and forth, but it is fun because growing up we always played together.
While the girls are competitive on and off the field, they admit that there's no better competitor or partner than your best friend.
Well, coming up on News 8, the lifeguard shortage persists across the nation. The incentives pools are offering to get more people by the pool. Coming up next. Plus, meteorologist Gary Canulty will be in with your Memorial Day forecast. Stay with us. That is all happening after the break.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health. Remarkable.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for Auto Show, where you can experience new Ford SUVs firsthand. Then head to your Northland Ford dealers for exclusive offers like 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. It's showtime. Hurry in today. Now for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Are you tired of looking out your dirty windows? Cooley Region Window Cleaning is here to help. Locally owned with honest and fair pricing, and satisfaction is always guaranteed. More than dirty windows? If it's on your house, we can clean it. Call 769-7048 today for your free quote and get $100 off your service. Cooley Region Window Cleaning, we're doggone good. Call 769-7048 today or visit CooleyRegionWindowCleaning.com.
This is Run from the Sun. We partner with the Melanoma Research Foundation to support the advancement of treatment, education, and awareness of melanoma. Come for the run and come for the fun. Register online during the month of July and Run from the Sun on August 12th.
Spring is a great time to plan your next home improvement project. Call now for a free estimate on windows, doors, siding, sunrooms, decks, baths, kitchens, or flooring. The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, millions of Americans are playing in the water at pools, beaches, and rivers this Memorial Day weekend, but a shortage of lifeguards could make this a dangerous Memorial Day holiday.
Children make a splash in Los Angeles.
It's fun and relaxing.
In Washington, D.C., Mayor Muriel Bowser kicks off the city's summer pool season, and thousands flock to Florida beaches. Americans just want to be in the water.
They try to rush me out because they know that the faster we get here, the more they get to be in the pool.
But with increased demand comes danger. New York City is facing its worst lifeguard shortage on record, with roughly a third of what it needs this summer. The situation is so critical nationwide that about half of the country's 309,000 public pools will be forced to close or reduce hours, according to the American Lifeguard Association.
It is more than just a summer job. Lifeguards have a unique advantage of letting people know that there's danger and to stay out of that danger.
Wyatt Warneth, who patrols some of Florida's beaches, says your chance of drowning in front of a lifeguard is about 1 in 18 million. Still, with low salaries, a lack of qualified applicants, and rigorous testing, it's tough to find lifeguards.
The lifeguard shortage could get worse as summer months continue, so many cities are offering up incentives. In Phoenix, for example, lifeguards are getting $3,000 bonuses. Elise Preston, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And News 8 Now learned last week that La Crosse pools were still looking for 10 to 15 lifeguards, but community members here in town can expect the pools to open their doors on June 3rd.
I'm meteorologist Gary Canulti. Looking ahead to the last part of our Memorial Day weekend, it should be just as nice as today and yesterday. Looking for a high of 84 degrees tomorrow with partly sunny skies. It'll be warm, but humidity levels will stay low, so it'll be pretty comfortable, and winds will be pretty light out of the southeast at around 12 miles per hour. As we take a look at Doppler radar across the upper Midwest, very little in the way of precipitation. That's been the case this whole weekend. The nearest showers are over parts of South Dakota and Nebraska and actually heading up to the north. In fact, the bottom line in our forecast is we're going to see very warm conditions tomorrow with highs in the middle 80s, probably upper 80s for Tuesday, and then high temperatures around 90 for Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe Friday as well. There will be some thunderstorm chances, mainly in the afternoon and evening for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Probably the best chances will be on Thursday and Friday, but even then, only about a 30 to 40% chance. High temperatures today into the 80s across most of our viewing area. 81 La Crosse, 83 in Eau Claire. Temperatures in the lower 80s over southeastern Minnesota. A little bit cooler, upper 70s over southwestern Wisconsin. But as we widen out the view, you can see temperatures are pretty much in the low to mid 80s out to the west of us, and this weather pattern isn't going to change for the next couple of days. So these temperatures might go up a couple more degrees as we head into the early part of the week, but for the most part, they're going to be very comfortable. Right now, temperatures still in the 70s to around 80 degrees. The coolest weather actually is where there's some cloud cover and some showers over the western high plains. But notice our dew point temperatures still in the upper 30s to middle 40s. The air is very dry, so that's keeping the rain away, and it's also allowing temperatures to warm up pretty quickly from the early morning low temperatures. As we look at the satellite and radar across the upper Midwest, notice the jet streams kind of coming together here. That causes the air to sink and dry out. That's what we're dealing with here. So just some high clouds and no precipitation. Most of the shower and thunderstorm activity is over the western high plains and heading northward toward Canada right along the jet stream. Much of the country pretty quiet other than some rain and clouds across the southeastern part of the country. That's where the coolest weather was, and out to the west some scattered showers and thunderstorms. But here in the Midwest, right now we've got high pressure located just out to the east of us. Temperatures are staying warm, still in the 80s over western portions of Minnesota, middle 70s across our viewing area. And as we look at future track, notice those temperatures dropping only into the middle 50s for tonight. Tomorrow we go up a couple more degrees into the middle 80s. Then for tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures dropping around 60. Notice the rain staying well out to the west of us, and then high temperatures in the upper 80s as we head into Tuesday, and probably around 90 by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Notice future track precipitation, very little in the way of precipitation for the latter part of the week. We'll have to wait until sometime early next week to see better chances for rain. These 8 to 14-day temperature outlook calling for below normal temperatures. That's a bit of a change from what we've got right now, but below normal precipitation will continue into much of the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, look for temperatures, again, around 90 for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There will be some scattered shower and thunderstorm chances from Thursday into Friday, and then again Monday of next week. After that, we'll see temperatures drop back into the middle 70s.
All right, thanks, Gary. And coming up in sports, it has been a rough weekend for the Milwaukee Brewers, but they were back in action this afternoon, trying to end their 3-game losing streak. Cade has those highlights after the break.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Your health care should be unique to you. At Mayo Clinic Health System, they get to know your story and customize a treatment plan that fits your needs.
When Derek Van Orden wanted your vote, he signed the U.S. Term Limits Pledge. But now, Congressman Van Orden is breaking his U.S. Term Limits Pledge. Term Limits Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love. Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day.
Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners.
Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR and no monthly payments for 90 days on Sierra light-duty models.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
So many hotels.
Trouble booking the family vacay? Come on. Comfort does free hot breakfast for the whole fam. They have waffles. And splendid pools.
Book direct at choicehotels.com.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
Diapers in politicians must be changed often, and for the same reason. And already something stinks about Derek Van Orden. Now politician Van Orden is breaking his U.S. Term Limits Pledge. Term Limits Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Here's News 8 Now's Cade Overton.
Coming into the day, the Brewers have lost 3 straight games at home to the San Francisco Giants and have been outscored 23-2. But they're still ahead in the division by a half a game and had a chance to get back in the win column earlier this afternoon. We go to American Family Field. Brewers already with one run across, looking for more runners at the corners for Brian Anderson, and he gets one down the right field line, and that's trouble. Contreras and Miller both come around to score, and Anderson is in with a 2-run RBI double. Next inning, runners in scoring position for Owen Miller, and Miller stays hot. He gets one into the right center field gap. Both runners come in to score, and Milwaukee adds another 2 runs. Next batter, Contreras at the dish, and he's going to touch them all. His second hit of the day. This one's a 2-run home run over the left field wall. The Brewers take the lead. 9th inning, Devin Williams in for the save, and he's going to get the strikeout to end it. 7-5 the final. Brewers with the win. Over in Chicago, the Cubs hosting the Reds, down 2 early on, but with 2 men on, Patrick Wisdom is going to give the Cubs the lead. A 3-run blast to the left field bleachers, and the Cubs go up by 1. Now tied up in the 5th, and things would go downhill from here. TJ Friedel gets one through into right field. 1 run is going to come across to score, and Cincinnati retakes the lead. Cubs now down 5, but with a runner on, Patrick Wisdom is going to homer for the 2nd time today. This one also to left field. He had 5 RBIs on the day, but the Cubs fall a little short, 8-5. And the Twins going for a series win today against the Blue Jays. Runners at the corner for Alex Kirilloff, and he rips a line shot, but Vlad Guerrero Jr. with a great catch. That's going to keep the Twins off the board, and we remain tied at 0. 2nd inning now, 2 runners on for Alejandro Kirk. He's going to pop one up to center field, and this ball is in no man's land. Kirilloff can't make the diving catch. 2 runners are going to come around to score, and Toronto takes a 2-0 lead. Now in the 8th, Minnesota's still in it, but Toronto is looking to add some more. Bo Bichette gets one through to the outfield, and Buxton just misses the ball. That gets behind him, and that means George Springer is going to come around to score, and Toronto goes on to win it 3-0. And in case you missed it yesterday, the UWL Eagles clinched their spot in the NCAA Division III College World Series. It was an impressive Saturday as they trailed Stevens Point 19-2 in Game 1, but stormed back to take the lead 20-19. But Stevens Point ended up winning that game. It was a crazy Game 1, but the Eagles locked in for Game 2, winning 16-10 to move on. The Eagles making it to the College World Series for the 3rd time, and they'll be looking to bring home their first national title. The road starts next Friday, June 2nd. The Eagles are taking on the University of Lynchburg out of Virginia. They're down in Cedar Rapids. First pitch is set for 7:45 p.m. We'll see if the Eagles can keep their offense rolling. Also yesterday, the Milwaukee Bucks identified their next head coach. After conducting a search that lasted several weeks, the Bucks have decided to hire Toronto Raptors assistant Adrian Griffin. That's according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. The 2 sides are progressing on the terms of agreement. Griffin began his NBA coaching career in Milwaukee, where he served as an assistant from 2008 to 2010, and since then has spent time as an assistant with the Bulls, the Magic, the Thunder, and the Raptors. He also played 9 seasons in the league from 99 to 2008. Griffin clearly has ample experience as an assistant, and now will get the opportunity to be the head shot caller for the first time. And I have to update you on the NBA playoffs because what I watched last night was one of the craziest endings to a sporting event I've ever seen. Boston, once down 3-0, trying to force a Game 7, but Jimmy Butler draws the foul with 3 seconds remaining. He's going to knock down all 3 free throws, and now Miami leads by 1. And they just need 1 more stop, and they're moving on to the finals, but Boston not out of it yet. Keep your eye on the inbounder, Derek White. Finds Marcus Smart. Smart puts up a 3. It goes in and out, but White is right there for the putback. Everyone's freaking out. Nobody knows if it counted or not. They go to instant replay, and sure enough, White gets it off his hand with 0.1 seconds remaining. The shot's good, and Boston somehow holds on to force a Game 7. If they can somehow win this series, they'll be the first team to ever come back from a 3-0 deficit, and they'll be doing it at home on Monday night. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
So I come to this country looking for opportunities, and I found out in Pilgrims. The opportunities in here are like infinity. Give Pilgrims an opportunity. It's going to be great, and it's a really, really good place to work.
It's the Bobby Bones Show. Come hang. You are going to hear the biggest stars in country music.
I admit it, I was starstruck.
I'm training.
You train like you're a professional athlete.
You never know when I'm going to get the call into the big leagues.
Yeah, but how old are you?
And they stay there! the biggest stars, the best music, and the most fun.
Join me, Bobby Bones, every weekday morning starting at 6 on Kicks 106.3.
The thought of getting screened for colon cancer made me queasy.
But now I found a way that's right for me. Feels more easy.
My doc and I agreed. I picked the time. Today's a good day.
I screened with Cologuard and did it my way.
Cologuard is a one-of-a-kind way to screen for colon cancer that's effective and non-invasive. It's for people 45 plus at average risk, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider for Cologuard.
I did it my way.
Just one drop. Oh! Gorilla Super Glue Micro Precise. Of course.
Precise application, controlled dispensing with Gorilla Strength for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Get 4 Arby's Classic Roast Beef Sandwiches for just $10. That's one for now, one after that, one to celebrate the first 2, and one more because that's how many 4 is. Arby's, we have the meat.
Are you feeling confused or overwhelmed by all your Medicare choices? You're not alone.
We have recommended his brother, my sister, and my brother.
They answered all of my questions clearly and concisely, and they thought of things that I hadn't even thought of.
At Strive Medicare, we're here making Medicare simple for our Cooley region neighbors. We're located in the Social Security building in beautiful downtown La Crosse. So stop in today and get your free copy of my book, Making Medicare Simple.
My career path, I started as a quality technician and was promoted 3 times in 3 years, and now I'm a quality lead. I encourage others to apply at Pilgrims for the pay, the hours, the benefits, and to be one big loving family.
All right, well, if you're a Swiftie like me, here's something fun. An artist and business owner in Chicago is going viral for her custom creations in celebration of Taylor Swift's upcoming shows in the Windy City. Vitchcraft owner Jenna Blazevich documented her project on TikTok. She's using a vintage embroidery machine to customize a pair of jackets purchased from a thrift store. Those custom pieces feature illustrations celebrating each of Taylor's 10 albums.
Well, I've never done anything like this before, and I've never been to a stadium show. I've never really participated in like a fandom like this, and I just really wanted to lean all the way in.
Those jackets are going to be shared among friends who are hitting multiple concerts nationwide. Swift shows in Chicago are less than a week away. We'll be right back.
Ashley's Memorial Day mattress sale is going on now. Save $1,000 on select Sealy mattresses and get $100 instant savings on Ashley Sleep adjustable base sets. Plus, pay 0% interest for 72 months with no minimum or down payment. Only at Ashley.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
When migraine strikes, you're faced with a choice. Ride it out with the trade-offs of treating, or push through the pain and symptoms. With Ubrelvy, there's another option. One dose works fast to eliminate migraine pain. Treat it anytime, anywhere, without worrying where you are or if it's too late. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Allergic reactions to Ubrelvy can happen. Most common side effects were nausea and sleepiness. Migraine pain relief starts with you. Ask about Ubrelvy. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Are you tired of looking out your dirty windows?
Cooley Region Window Cleaning is here to help. Locally owned with honest and fair pricing, and satisfaction is always guaranteed. More than dirty windows? If it's on your house, we can clean it. Call 769-7048 today for your free quote and get $100 off your service. Cooley Region Window Cleaning, we're doggone good. Call 769-7048 today or visit CooleyRegionWindowCleaning.com.
It's Ashley's Memorial Day weekend sale. Check out these must-have items, now under $500. Saturday through Monday. The first 25 guests will receive $50 Ashley cash. Plus pay 0% interest for 72 months with no minimum or down payment. Only at Ashley.
All right, well, we don't have Eric to tell us how beautiful it has been and will be outside, but I'm pretty excited about the sunshine. I don't know about you.
I know the sun's been out. I've been running outside, getting outside. I mean, the weather's been perfect, so let's hope it stays this way.
Cade is in his runner era. I'm very excited about it.
Runner era. I can't wait.
We got 2 miles today, right?
Probably another 2 tomorrow.
Let's go.
Maybe 2 after that.
Let's go.
We'll just keep it going.
I'm so proud. Thank you so much for watching News 8. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow night.